bones for. Shut up.
Welcome to the Mischief, or better, more accurately, welcome to the Tomb of Annihilation, a Dungeons & Dragons adventure brought to you by Kashka, who is not our sponsor. She's just our DM, and I'm trying to butter her up because she's going to be killing us today. We'll do a quick round of, actually, microphone is working this time. All right, just double checking. We'll do a quick round of introductions. As I'm talking, I'll start with me. I am Ulfgar Holderheck, a dwarven bard, who is also part of the Emerald Enclave and kind of the leader. I don't know if I'm the leader of the group, but either way, I'm the inspiration of it and kind of the pushing factor for us to accomplish our goals. Let's move on to next is Lissa.
I'm Valia Bone Smasher, a lizard folk barbarian, and I haven't got to eaten anything yet, or eaten anything. That's great English. But I haven't got to eat anyone yet. We will. We'll get there. And she is trying to learn to not be so mean, but it's hard.
And next we have Callisto.
I am Callisto of the Bear God clan. I am a half human, half elf druid.
And our latest party member, or most recent party addition, Nerevar.
I'll be playing as Tobias Salazar, commanding a somewhat grumpy Eidolon / dragon Arok Iron Scale. And I'm just a human.
And then, of course, our illustrious and glorious Dungeon Master, or Games
Stop
Master.
that. It's not going to get you anywhere, except maybe killed faster.
Kashka.
Aye.
So allow me to read the recap here. Our group of adventurers continues in their pursuit of the Soulmonger, an artifact said to be cursing all those that have been resurrected before to waste away to nothing. Their search has brought them to a land called Chult, where dinosaurs roam wild. Needing a guide, they employed the help of Azaka, a local and shapeshifter skilled in the ways of the jungle, but her fee required them to first help her recover a wooden mask that had been stolen by the Terrafolk, which resided in an ancient tower called Firefinger. After successfully recovering the mask, some hostages, and a new party member, they traveled on to Camp Righteous in their search. And that doesn't mean that we took hostages, we rescued them. Along the path, they ran into more troubles in the form of goblins, thinking they were totem poles, a mysterious group that evaded the party's efforts of tracking, and their unhappy guide for being threatened to be eaten if she proved to threaten the party's safety again by the party lizard folk, Valia. And we resume at Camp Righteous. Kashka, take it away.
Okay. So I think you guys had just... Oh, actually, hang on one second. You guys had just come up on Camp Righteous, and as a quick description of it, you come upon an abandoned riverside camp strewn with wreckage. The tents are mouldy and tattered, and all the permanent structures appear to have been burnt to the ground. 2 intact rowboats are tied off on a short dock, and north of the camp is a ridge, built into which is an 80-foot stone statue carved to look like a man with a crocodile on his back. Between the statue's feet is a stone archway leading to a dark tunnel. Boom. The left of the statue is a crude animal pen with a small panicked bird running around inside it. There are no other signs of life. So let me, let me reveal some of, the camp areas to you so you can kind of see what we're looking at here. You can also see, here's the entrance to
I've got the map right now.
Oh, yep, that's right. I need to move you guys over, don't I? Okay, no problems. One moment. Let me just grab you, move it over here so you can see what's going on. There you go. Okay. Oh, I'm just.
Oh, it's loading. Ooh, I need
Loading.
to zoom out.
Opening up some areas.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
What's going on?
Okay, bear with me, people, while I try and get the zooming. The zooming option in Roll20, I have to say, really sucks because it's just kind of jumps around everywhere. There we go. Okay.
Okay. And so you can see, like on the page that we're on, in the top right area up here, you can see kind of what the statue looks like, the man carrying the crocodile on his back. And then we've got an overview of kind of the layout. And you guys are coming from this path here into the camp. So you can see before you kind of some tents. We've got a couple of round tents here and here and here. Come on. And then we've got a bunch of kind of these round ones are kind of fancier looking. What's left of them. Then these in the upper right area here, or upper left area up here, we've got kind of more meager looking tents. And then here is the animal pen where the bird is running around, squawking, and looking panicked.
How big is this bird?
That's the bird noise.
How big is this
exactly how
bird?
it sounds.
Is it like ostrich or?
It's not that big. One second. Except, come on, open. You can tell as well, by the way, that it's kind of a fledgling bird. So here, actually, I did make a handout for this, so I'll just show this to you. This is what the bird looks like.
An axe beak. Okay.
It's a fledgling, no. It's a fledgling.
Oh, it's cute.
Fledgling.
Little baby one.
Okay.
So this guy, because he's just a fledgling, and the full-size ones are pretty big, right? They're like, human height. This guy, he's just a fledgling, so he's more like halfling height. He might be like, he's probably a bit shorter than you, Ulfgar.
Okay. Are there any other signs of life, or does it look like the place is deserted from the distance we're at?
It looks like the place is deserted. And not only deserted, but kind of abandoned as well. Very much abandoned, actually. And it looks like it's been abandoned for a while as well. It's not like, and some of the buildings are burnt, right? And the structures are burnt, but it's not like they're still smoldering or anything like that. It's been abandoned for a while. The tents are kind of starting to...
Okay.
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
So not like the images showing with like smoke in the air and stuff, or? Down,
Yeah, not really.
Down here.
Right, yeah, I see what you mean.
Okay.
I suggest we go maybe investigate some of these tents, see if there's anything left.
Hold on. We should not be rushing in, maybe. I would like to send my dragon to do a quick flyby to see if there's anyone around, or if there's anyone hiding.
That's a good idea. I'd like to check the physical well-being of this baby axebeak to see if it's like mostly starved and has been stuck in there for ages, or if it's somewhat well fed or something.
I'm gonna walk over to where the bird is, and I'm gonna use my speak with animals.
Oh yeah.
And it lasts 10 minutes, so.
Okay, I'm just gonna actually plonk you guys on the map. Okay, so ta-da! There are your tokens. Da-da-da-da.
I am a token.
You can see them, right? Please tell me that they.
Yep.
Okay. I'm like, please tell me we don't have to go through this craziness.
I am
All
a
right.
token dwarf.
You are a token dwarf. Why do
So I'm
you
guessing
not-
that this path that I'm like dancing on right now, this is actually like an incline / decline of some sort. You see where I'm
Yeah.
at now? Okay.
Yeah, a slight one.
Okay.
Like this bit is a hill up here, you know?
Mhm.
And there's kind of a bit of a hill like over here. So, but I mean, they're not huge hills, right? They're just kind of more mounds than anything else. Okay, so Tobias, you said Eroc's going to fly around a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do that first. So yeah, he can do like he's just gonna. Is he just gonna fly around the outside? I take it.
Yeah. Just to scout out things.
Okay. Yeah, he still doesn't see anything different. Well, actually, make a perception check for him to see. See if he does.
Perception.
You're like, now that you made the perception check, he sees nothing. Ooh.
No, really, he sees nothing.
He crashed.
Oh.
Crashes into the statue, gets a bit of a headache. No, but he doesn't see anything beyond kind of what you're seeing.
Valia just slow claps at him.
Okay, so who's all going up to the pen where the bird is? Oh, there's the Valia token.
I'll go up there. I'm not going to do anything, but until I get the okay to go, into the tents.
Then you're going to be like, ooh, shiny. Ooh,
Yeah,
shiny.
pretty much.
Yeah, I walk up to the cage and, like I said, I'll use my speak with animals and I'll look at him and say, "Hey, are you okay in there?"
You can't get out! He says. Let me out! Mother! He's like screeching. Can't get out! He's really pitiful. Like it's like it's been in there for a while. Want out! So he's kind of squawking at you a bit.
What is his physical condition?
He looks fine actually. He just looks like he's been in there for a bit. Like he's a bit muddy, Looks like he could use a meal. But he's been stuck in this pen for a bit.
We get my pack and hand him a piece of the dried fish that I bought at the market. Stick it in the cage
Yeah, he eats that right away.
and tell him, "Who put you? Do you know who put you in here?"
Nobody, he says. He says, "I don't
How long have you been alone?
too long."
Aw.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind he's got these birds are not like smartest birds, so
Right. Yeah, poor speak with animals is only limited to their intelligence, sadly.
They're like little Dories.
Yeah, I'm like, do you see anyone go into that statue?
I don't know. Can't get out.
I just look at I look at Val and I'm like, this bird. Okay. I'm like, okay,
Is it
we can let
okay?
you out. He's not happy. He's been stuck in here obviously for a little while. He doesn't know if you've seen anybody. Little bird, if I let you out, could you show us where you saw the last person?
Does it have any parents?
I mean, I can eat it if you want.
No, I was more thinking if we just let it out, it might just get eaten by anything else around here. If it knows where its parents are.
No, don't know, parents. Well, actually, you're not speaking with animals, are you?
Yeah, I'm talking with Valia. So.
I'm like, do you have family close by? And if I let you out, yeah, if I let you out, you're gonna get eaten.
Oh, no.
There's no food. No food.
I just put a couple couple more pieces of fish, dried fish in there.
He gobbles them up right away. Can't get out!
What's Azaka's reaction to all this?
Oh, I should bring her token on here.
I pull her out of the interdimensional pocket in my shirt.
Oh, she ran away.
You
like
guys
a-
never know.
Spellcaster's familiar that's always forgotten about that suddenly appears.
Random intervals.
She's just she's rolling her eyes at this bird. She's kind of hanging about. Like,
I'll go and I'll try to open the cage and reach in and kind of grab him. Not hard, just kind of as gentle as I can anyway. And just kind of wipe the mud off of him. And
mhm.
I get some water and I'll tell Oathgar, hold out your hands, pour a little bit of water in his hands, see if the bird will drink it.
Okay.
The bird's looking at Ulfgar shiftily.
Do you want me to make an
Just,
animal handling check? Is that what you want me to do?
Yes, please.
Okay. Here it is. A really strong... Oh, wow. It was 21.
Oh.
It's like glistening golden water.
Yeah, he tips his head to the side, and you see this big kind of tongue like that lap up the water.
Oh, wow. He didn't even take my hands off. Cool.
No,
I need
he was very
those.
yeah, he was thinking about it, but then you talked him into your gentle nature, inspired him to be gentle as well. So you guys have let him out then?
Yeah,
But
I'm
you-
he's
You're kind of
while he's
holding on
drinking.
to him.
Yeah. So do y'all just want me to let him go? He doesn't really know anything. He's confused and he's he's not very smart.
Well, if we bring him with us, we're not going to be quiet at all either.
Yeah, he's really panicked. If we have to stealth somewhere, you could forget it. I just hold him up to Azaka. Do you want to talk to him?
She says no. He's a stupid bird.
No, you! I just look at the bird. I was like, you're not a stupid bird now, are you?
He looks up at you like, ooh, like he's pretty happy with like being held on to. You know, you holding on to him, you fed him, you've given him some drink, you're holding on to him. Feels much more secure. So no, he's looking up at you like, my new parent.
No.
Do you
What
think
did
you
I
can
do?
convince it to calm down and keep it under control? If so, then we could bring it with us. But if not, then I think we'd have to let him go and kind of roll the dice on that, so to speak.
Yeah, I think my speak with animals will run out soon. I look at him real quick. I'm like, if you have to be quiet if you want to stay with us. If not, you can go free. And I'll just set him on my shoulder.
He's probably a little big to sit on your shoulder.
Oh, is he a big bird? Okay, then I'll just kind of hold on to him and put him on the ground next to us.
So yeah, he puts his feet down and he kind of shakes his feathers off, and he nods. Like when you say to be quiet, he just nods. Callista, what are you up to during all this excitement?
Just watching her get her new pet.
I'm watching with disbelief, with head in my hands.
It's probably like, we used to eat these every day.
Yeah. All right. So yes, you have a new friend.
Oh my gosh.
It'll be awesome.
So are you gonna like grab him by the legs and swing him like an axe?
Oh,
Yes.
poor guy. He didn't sign up for that.
No, I don't think you did.
All right. Well, I'll take a couple steps to see if he follows me.
Yep. He's following. He's latched onto you like nobody's business.
I just laugh out loud. I was like, "Look, we got a new pet."
And he's like looking up at you like this. Like, you take a few steps and he takes a few steps and looks up.
That's awesome.
That's wonderful. No, let's find out if a mysterious fog came through and killed everyone, shall we?
So I want to head over to the tents.
Okay. Yeah, so which ones are you heading to first?
This the big one right here.
The one with all the goodies in it.
Yes. That's
I'd-
my hope.
I would
Okay.
head more towards, I guess what I would consider a command hut or tent. If there's something of that stature nearby, I would try heading in that direction, being cautious though, because I feel that something may have killed these people, looking for evidence along the way of like blood or battle or anything like that.
Mhm.
That's why I wanted to go to the big one because it's different than the small one. I wanted to see what it housed.
Sure.
And I was more interested in splitting the party.
Hey, is that me?
Okay, I'll be walking up to those remains to see if I can tell what happened here.
Yeah, I'm just walking over to the statue and I want to look at it. So I think we're all everybody scattered now.
Yep.
Yeah, we're just
Perfect.
We can all see each other. It's not really that bad.
we're casing the camp. That's what it is.
So Callisto, you take a look inside this big tent, and it looks like kind of like a bit of a mess tent. Like there's a few tables and benches knocked over. They're small, right, because they need to fit inside this tent. But it was definitely somewhere where people could a small group of people could congregate. And you do see some like kind of broken plates, like wooden plates on the floor. You see some utensils kind of, bent and rusted, in amongst the ground as well. But it all smells kind of like moldy and it's damp feeling. And the tent itself is just kind of fairly ruined. There's in the sides of the tent there's kind of some slashes, and yeah, it looks like give it a few more months and it'll just disintegrate.
So can I at all kind of get a gauge how long this place has been like this?
Make a survival check for me. So you. Oh, hang on. Let me look. See if there's any pertinent info that I need to do. So it looks like it's been this way for a couple of months.
Okay.
So
And,
yeah, that's.
Can I
oh,
look
go on.
around to see? Did I miss anything? Is there more to look for? Like, can I look for more things hidden?
Yeah. Do you want to make another kind of perception check? See if there's.
Apparently not.
You don't find anything else of interest. It really does look like this was kind of a fairly meager tent to begin with, and now it's just kind of rotting at this point.
Okay.
The regular rains in the jungle are taking their toll.
Well, rather than look at each and every tent, I'll probably then start heading over to where everyone else is. Well, towards the statue.
Do I see anything peculiar
Um,
or anything in interest?
This looks like an area of. Based on kind of your background, you'd say that these were soldiers' tents, actually. And these ruins are where these 3 tents up here, where you are, have taken the worst of the damage that was done to this camp. So you could kind of guess that whatever damaged it or damaging things have come from kind of this direction. And it definitely looks like a couple of big dinosaurs have been through here and stomped stuff pretty good. So this these 3 tents have taken the worst of the wear and tear.
Okay. Any sign of a command tent?
So that's these 2 round ones further south. So like this one and this one. This one. You would guess are the 2 kind of command tents.
Okay. Any sign of any, I don't know, anything of interest laying about randomly in them? I'm not going to search them thoroughly. I'm just going to look and see if there's like notes, belongings, dead people.
You do. Okay, so make a probably more like, well, it's kind of. We had this discussion last time, right? Whether it's perception or investigation. I kind of feel like it's actually probably investigation.
Damn.
Sorry.
There you go.
Okay, so let's see. You do find which one are you going in first, I guess?
North.
Okay, so
Or
this one first.
Yeah.
Okay. So they look like these tents are definitely kind of commander's tents. Like you see there's kind of a more of a like desk type situation, and it's set up. You can kind of imagine it being set up for commanders like to inhabit and work from. So there's some kind of chairs, and there's obviously what used to be a sleeping area, with a kind of a camp bed.
Mm-hmm.
But just as with Callisto, what she found, the chairs are turned over, the camp bed is kind of just rotting where it is. But you do find some kind of emblems that on the various paraphernalia of the tent that lead you to believe that this was an encampment of the Order of the Gauntlet, which I'm trying to remember if you guys already knew that or not.
We did, and we determined that they were good guys, at least.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, so you have a look at that one, and then one sec. Okay, so in this one here, you're kind of going through the stuff as well, and you find, in addition to kind of a similar setup, like it almost looks like there were 2, kind of command tents here, 2 commanders perhaps. You also find, while you're poking about through stuff, you hear a hiss, and then you are, in fact, what I'm trying to decide. Yeah, I mean, you weren't being particularly stealthy about this or anything, right?
No, not at this point.
So you are actually bitten by a poisonous snake that was hiding in amongst the ruins of the desk in this tent. So could you make that Constitution saving throw for me, and also please take 1 piercing damage.
Hooray!
15. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So so you take half the poison damage then.
Okay.
Unless did dwarves have a poison thing?
They have a resistance to poison.
Okay, so then you don't take any damage, right? Because you succeeded the throw and you have a resistance. So
no, it means that I get advantage.
Oh, okay.
On the save.
Well, you've succeeded on it anyway, so then take 3 points of damage from the
3
poison.
Points total?
Yes.
Or 3 points?
No, one damage from the bite itself, from being chomped, and then 3 from the poison.
Okie doke.
So 4 total. and it bites you, withdraws, and then slithers off as quickly as you saw it. So
I let it. I back out of the tent and go, asps. Very dangerous.
wow. Okay. All right.
So I'm heading closer to Olgar.
I'm looking at the statue. I'm just kind of looking around the base and stuff.
Okay. So yeah, looking, and Azaka is coming with you as well, of course. Oops, except that's no, that's not Azaka, so she's kind of following along behind a little. So let's have a look at the statue then. See. Captain. Okay. So it is as kind of previously described. You can obviously there's stairs up, right, and and yeah, a pair of big feet because this statue is total 80 foot tall. So the feet are fairly chunky, and in between the feet you see the archway with kind of darkness beyond that.
Our group is more or less together. Callisto, are you coming towards the center
Yeah,
of the
I was
encampment?
headed over there while you were doing all these things.
I guess Ulfgar would kind of like head over to the rest of the people, kind of state, it looks like they came under some kind of attack. Obviously, some of the buildings have been wrecked and ruined. It was quite some time ago. Even their boats are still there. So I'd speculate that if something was coming through Trounce in the camp, I'd probably go to a place of shelter, and it'd most likely be in this, for lack of a better word, tomb. Now, I don't think that we'll find any survivors with how long it's been. But we might find some evidence as to what happened. Maybe they moved on since then. Perhaps they moved off to Camp Vengeance, not far, abandoning this camp. Or perhaps they were slaughtered to a man. But I would propose that we pursue them into this tomb.
Isn't that weird that they left so suddenly, even if those, I don't know, couple weeks ago, if they were attacked weeks ago, what I'm suspecting. So why didn't they come back?
Oh, go ahead.
So you do this building over here, just a couple of like additional notes of things that you notice. It's up on top of this mound, and it is the only stone building in the camp. And then these little buildings here and the couple that you walk past over here are latrines.
I just sit on the steps of this statue thing and just feed bits of dried fish to the bird. I'm like, well, I guess we may have to go inside unless you want to go check the latrines.
I don't want to check the latrines. Let's go inside.
Speaking to your character, Nerevar, I'd say I suspect that perhaps there was an attack of some of the more less savory dinosaurs in the area, and perhaps they were all killed. I haven't found any evidence of any corpses, but then again, in this kind of environment, I don't know that we actually would find any, as they'd probably be dragged off and eaten by the local wildlife.
Not even a single bone?
Well, I haven't exactly been digging. I've just been looking, seeing if there are any possessions. But like I said, I would presume that they probably retreated into this area. I suppose we could check the rest of the tents in that shattered building quickly, and then see if there's any evidence over at the boats as well. I don't think that would do any harm. So I'll start off with the boats if anybody else wants to check the rest of them.
I'll take a look on the building.
Okay. So the boats you see are, just two regular rowboats. They actually, of everything in the camp, they look like that you've seen so far, they look like they're in the best shape. So, and there's a bit of water in the bottom, sloshing around as you might expect from rain collecting in there, but they look like they're in good shape.
And this is just the river going by, right?
Yes.
That they're on. So this could be an easy way of crossing a river.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Are there any markings on the boats that would identify it as part of the same camp of Order of the Gauntlet?
No. They're just boring old wooden rowboats.
And right below me, is that some kind of like pier?
Yeah, it's a little dock, kind of boat ramp, where they could pull these rowboats up out of the water if they wanted to.
Okay.
A little easier going than trying to get it through the dirt.
Anyone else?
So Tobias, I think. Oh.
No, sorry. Do Tobias.
Okay. So Tobias, you're taking a look at this stone building here. So this it looks kind of actually like the building itself wasn't finished before the damage was done. And you're taking a closer look at it. So there's some materials, stockpiles of materials that would have been used to finish the building that look like they've taken fire damage. And the parts of the building that were finished are kind of a burnt out ruin. If you're inspecting it closer than that, then please make an investigation check.
Okay. Investigation.
Oh, okay. Sorry, there's that moment of suspense because it's like, oh,
because of the lag.
Yeah. So in amongst the ashes, something shiny catches your eye, and there's just a little glint of something in amongst the ashes.
Taking a closer look.
Okay. So you find that it's kind of you see that it's got a leather cord as if it was around somebody's neck. So you can kind of take your weapon or something and pick that up out of the ash. And you find that it's a holy symbol of a god. And it looks like it's made of silver.
Oh, shine. Do I know what deity is it?
It is Torm. But somebody hopefully with more D&D. Well, actually, we can see if there's see if Torm is.
I left the player's guidebook with you. Sorry.
Nope, it's actually not with me either.
Oh, haha.
So, hang on one second. Let me consult the Google.
Google. When you say torn, is it like torn like a page or TORM?
TORM.
Okay.
Oh yes, that's great. Okay, there's lots of Torm stuff, but not actually anything that's to do with D&D. Torm D&D. So it's
like this storm.
I'll put it in the chat here.
I guess good or evil would be.
Torm. Okay. Torm.
So known as the True and the Loyal Fury. So god of duty, loyalty, and righteousness.
Well, it is Camp Righteous.
Camp Righteous. It's adequate
Okay.
Okay, so I'm
And-
taking it with me, but I'm not putting it on. So I'm just we'll keep it in my saddle.
And it looks like it looks.
Excuse me.
And these guys are the Order of the Gauntlet, right? So this god fits right along with that because the holy symbol looks like a gauntlet, like a metal gauntlet. So it's, the symbol is like in the shape of a hand, like a gauntleted hand, and then there's a little loop at the top where the leather cord runs through it.
Okay, and anything else?
Nope, that is all you find of interest. I mean, there's, like I said, burnt material, but not much else to see in here.
Okay, there's a pile of burning rubble. Okay.
Still no sign of the peoples.
No sign of the peoples. But the peoples that were here were definitely, worshipping Torm.
I just do a quick once over by these tents and then head back to the statue.
Yep, those are moldy old soldiers' tents.
Still no moldy old soldiers, eh?
Still no moldy old soldiers. Do you really want it to be moldy old soldiers? You might not like it. Just saying.
Did we find any giant dino tracks?
I would say no. No, and she. It seems kind of unlikely that you would with the amount of rain that goes on and how muddy this area is. Yeah, it's probably not. You're not going to find many tracks in here. And if you look in the animal pen, then there's definitely like axe beak tracks. Who's been running around like.
I'm gonna just light my torch and just kind of go right up to the edge of the entrance and kind of see if I can peer in a little bit.
Sure.
That's what I was gonna do.
You guys can do that together.
2 torches for this. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me get the reveal thingy going on here.
Meanwhile, I'll kind of pet the axe beak and talk quietly to him.
Yeah, when you pet him, he like rubs against your hand, and he's like so happy. You guys are
Sounds like
giving
a
him
cat.
food and water, and
Give him a little scratch.
not in the pen anymore. So he's like, yeah.
I turn around and I take a piece of fish. I said, "Watch," and I like run it in a circle above his head, and he just turns in a circle. Look, I taught him a trick.
After the fish. You taught him spin.
It was not very effective. No.
Trips over its own feet.
Hurts itself in its confusion.
Okay. So Zaka asks, she said this is from an old story. She kind of motions towards the statue itself. Says this is from an old story. She says the man, long ago, she says, a man stood before banks of the river, very frightened, and a crocodile raised his head from the water and asked, "What troubles you, man?" And the man said, "I must cross this river, but I fear to enter the water alone because it teems with your brethren." And the crocodile replied, "It's true, you would not be safe, but I will carry you across the river safely on my back if you promise to return the favor." The man agreed, and the crocodile bore him safely across the water, she said, but the crocodile had tricked the man, she said, because when they reached the bank, and the man asked how he could repay the crocodile said, "I wish to see the realm of humans, but it is teeming with your brethren, so now you must carry me on your back across your realm." So she says, this is an old children's story in Chult.
Okay. So, did he carry him on his back?
Yes, stupid man.
I point up at the statue. I was like, there's an alligator on the back of that man, so I'm assuming yes.
Maybe this was his final resting place.
Or
They just both got spirited in at once, and
is it a tribute or a warning? That's my question.
That's a good question.
It's a good question.
I take it Azaka doesn't know.
She's like, the story is just a silly child's tale of why men and crocodiles don't get along.
Or if
Said,
that's
who
the
knows?
case, why would they make a giant statue like this of it?
Says, who knows what this statue is here for? I don't know.
okay. Well, I just kind of walk in, just take a step in. I was like, well, let's go. We're not. It's gonna get dark soon, so.
I'd like to make a stone masonry dwarf check on this structure to see if it was perhaps built by dwarves.
Go right ahead.
Built by crazy dwarves with the mad monkey fever.
Intelligence history checks on stonework history. I gain double my proficiency bonus. Ooh.
Woo.
So it'd be, where is it? History plus double my proficiency, which would be 4. So whatever I roll plus 4. I did not add in the 4, so there you go, 13.
Yeah, you're pretty sure this wasn't built by dwarves.
Okay. All right. It was definitely man-made, though, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So looking in, for Callisto and Balia, who are taking a peek down the tunnel, you see that the ceiling here is actually quite high. It's over double your height. It's very cobwebby, and there's a stone floor, stone-tiled floor that has a fairly thick layer of mud and creepers and leaves that are blown in.
Creepers.
What was that?
Creepers?
They're gonna explode. Run!
Sorry. I couldn't resist
Worlds
it.
collide. Yeah, there's just a big pack of creepers in there, and they also have a very
The
nice.
party creepers that blow up with little streamers.
Quick, speak to animals.
Yeah. So lots of like this kind of vegetation is, not actual creepers. Kind of starting to take back this, but it is, kind of raised up above. It's 5 foot from the ground level up to where the feet, this platform, this platform here, where the feet is 5 feet kind of taller than the rest of it. So these stairs are going up 5 feet. And then, before you see kind of a dark tunnel, but shining your torchlight down at you, this is what you can see. The ceiling is over twice your height, probably almost 3 times your height. And the floor is stone tiled with live and dead vegetation and mud. And that's probably about all you see from there. Actually, let's have a look. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can you show me where you're standing, actually, so I can see how far in you can see? I like how you guys are edging forwards. So wait, 5, 10, 15, 20.
We're gonna need a bird icon. Oh wait, he's like a 10-foot square bird?
He's a pretty big bird.
Yeah, I probably should tell him to stay out here, huh?
No, he can come along.
Oh, really? Okay, hang on. I need to move that doodad out of the way. Now I can do
Leave him out
that.
here, he wanders off.
There we go. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So yeah, that's about as far as you can see there. And it looks, there's thick cobwebs kind of draped across it. It looks like it hasn't been disturbed in quite a while.
I hope there's no spiders in here.
So
Just tell them.
are we going in?
Oh, we're going in. I don't know about y'all. Just tell the bird stay really close to me. Not that he would understand me now, but
Um.
I'm sure he probably would
Here,
stick right against
move
me.
back a
Could
little
probably ride this bird.
So there you go. So she can move forward and the bird can fit between us. There you go.
How big did you say he was?
At the moment, he's about as tall as a halfling.
Okay.
So imagine
Yeah.
maybe
Eventually,
like
I could probably ride this bird.
maybe like emu size,
Oh yeah.
probably.
But you said tall as a halfling.
Right. I mean, emus aren't as big as ostriches, right? So,
They're a
No.
little bit smaller, but yeah.
yeah.
Same.
So you basically just said that you could ride something that's as big as I am. Gotcha.
Yeah, that means I could climb on your back when I'm tired. Even though I outweigh you by like a couple 100 pounds, I think.
My
Or at
strength.
least 100 pounds. Yeah,
I've got
my
a-
strength.
I've got a -1 for my strength, so yeah, not the best plan.
Maybe you can enter him in some of those races.
Well, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe once he gets bigger, then you could ride him easier. Get yourself a mount.
Yeah.
Use your
Maybe
javelin
he
like a
doesn't
lance.
get himself killed.
So
Let's go.
the party has stopped.
Yes. Like nobody's going forward.
I'm moving.
Oh, she just like takes off running. I'm like, wait, you don't know if there's traps in there. It's like echoes down the hall.
Well, it's just between his feet. There's it's still open, like right here.
There's tons of webs.
I'm just stopping at the entrance.
Okay.
Is this where she turns around and her back is covered with spider webs?
Yeah.
Or spiders, rather.
So as you're crossing, actually, you don't quite get that far. You get this far. Oh, what just happened there?
But I think I got that far.
You.
That is a really good argument.
Run through, no consequence. Freedom.
Freedom. So as you're running across there, unfortunately, you trigger this.
Oh, come
But
on.
see, I'm just making it safe for you guys by triggering all this stuff.
And boop.
Boop.
Uh-oh.
Whoa,
Can you?
that wasn't there before. Do we suddenly hear do-do-do-do-do-do-do-ding and a secret passage opens?
No, but you start making your way across the floor tiles, and they shift underneath you, and then just
Featherfall.
suddenly like fall away.
Featherfall. I cast Featherfall. If I see her fall, I want to cast Featherfall.
I don't think you're going to be able to see her. It's really dark in there and you're pretty far back. But how far is your night vision, though?
It's at least 60 feet.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
But
you
it's
could
entirely up
probably
to
see her.
Kashka.
Well, hang on a second.
entirely
First
up
of
to
all,
Kashka.
Callista, would you like to make a reflex save?
There you go.
Sure.
Mr. I
Is it
cast
called
all the spell.
reflex?
What was that?
Is it called reflex?
Yeah. Or sorry, it would be a dexterity. Sorry, this is like what happens when you play too
Fourth
many versions.
edition. Oh, third edition. 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5.
Okay, so yeah, you don't really, you start to turn to make it towards back where you came from, and the floor slips away from under you before you do that. But Mr. Triggerfinger over there is going to see if he can do something to help with that. I kind of.
Would you like me to make a dex save as well to see?
Yeah, I would, to see if you can do this in time.
Sorry, guys, I forgot about traps and such.
Ooh.
That's why I didn't want to run right in. I was like, maybe there's traps in there.
Ooh.
So she just kind of disappears out of view, straight down. The light source goes with.
Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you tried to get the spell off in time, but she disappears from your view before you even finish casting it. So no, you're not able to cast Featherfall on her. But Callisto, you hang on one second. I need to look at something. It's not like. Nope. Okay. One moment. I need to consult the DM's guide. Boom, 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 boom.
That's not good.
Oh,
It's been nice
fine.
playing with you,
Yeah,
Callisto.
Yeah, this is what happens when you let a newbie play with you.
I told you, 10-foot pole.
Tappa, tappa, tappa.
Oh,
I yelled back to everybody. I was like, "We have a problem."
what happened?
She just ran. I don't know. And then I heard some noise, and I mean, I can't really see that far. I forgot how far a torch goes. I think 10, 15 feet.
I think it was 20.
20. Okay, I
And then
don't
you've
remember.
got like dim light
So
after
I should
that.
be. Yeah, I should be able to see her fall. I was like, she kind of fell. The floor just went poof, and she fell.
Oh, there's a question. Are these tiles on this entire map? Are they? I'm assuming that they're not exactly 5 foot. Maybe they're 10 foot. I don't know.
No, the tiles are 5 foot.
Okay.
Like you're occupying a 5 foot square.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so hang on, let me just do a quick roll. You do take a little bit of damage falling. Not too much though. It's like, well,
So yell back at Tobias. You think you can get your buddy there to fly down and make sure she's okay?
He flies down.
He's like, no.
Yeah, he's like, no, she's not. She's not. He just says no.
She broke everything. Sorry. She's just yellow.
so you take 3 points of damage from the fall.
Oh, that's not bad.
No,
Yeah.
that's not bad. And looking back up, you think it's the pit you're in now is probably about 20 foot deep.
Wow.
Anybody have rope?
Can I use my whip to pull myself up?
Very Indiana Jones. You don't see too much that you could like if you could see something to latch it onto, but at the moment you don't really see.
I don't have any rope. Azaka, have you any rope on you?
She might. Sorry, I was just thinking about like something else completely.
Adventures packs. We should have some kind of rope, right?
Yeah,
Speak for
I would
yourself,
think
I
like
don't
you've
have
got
one.
Oh,
Yeah, I have an explorer pack.
an explorer pack.
Same as I.
I get
Yeah.
bard packs. To choose from.
Anybody with an explorer pack, I think, pretty sure that comes with like 50 foot of rope.
Okay, yeah, I'll rummage through my bag and pull a rope. I look around. I'm like, okay, I guess you guys gonna help me try to pull her up?
Sure.
Everybody's like,
lay there.
Silence.
Before they pull me up, can I look around? See if
Yeah.
do I see anything?
You do not see anything. It's smooth walled, as you might expect. Like there's a collection of general debris at the bottom, but you don't see anything. There's no like passages leading off it or openings or anything.
yeah, before I throw this down, check for treasure.
Yes.
Throw it down, it might close again.
I just like toss the rope down. Is it still open?
Yes, it's still open. No, you don't find any treasure.
All I see are walls.
I'm like, here, grab the rope. We'll try to pull you up.
Just I grab it. Thank you. All set. My
Alright.
strength roll.
Yeah, so you can fairly easily pull Callisto out of the pit with some rope, and it's not that far to climb up there with this. You guys climbed further. It feels like going up and down Firefinger. So this is like, baby pit compared to Firefinger. So yeah, so you climb, Callisto, you kind of, if you're grabbing hold of the rope, you can climb out of the pit fairly easily.
Found a trap for you guys.
I just laugh. I'm like, what did we learn?
Stay behind everyone else.
I was just gonna say don't run ahead in the dark, but okay. Alright, can we look around? Is there anything we have to figure out a way to get across? Is there anything we can maybe tether a rope to and swing across? Or do you think, I'm asking whoever explored tents, do y'all think you might be able to find a piece of like wood long enough to go across? Or
I think will be no need to. I'm looking at can you carry us over? Is this is it small enough?
I mean, it's a little small. You do also see like the very narrowest of ledges going along either side of the pit, right? So yes, Eric could carry you. If somebody also feels like making a big jump, you could also try and jump across the top of the pit, or you could shimmy across using the ledge.
Is there a way to reset the floor so that it comes back? I would like to investigate for some kind of reset.
Yeah, do an investigation check. You don't see anything right away.
I don't think I'm going to see much anyway. Yep.
Nope.
Did I fall in?
Maybe I'll try.
I just grab the back of his like vest and pull him back. And I'm like, be careful, little guy.
So,
I'm just thinking, if people actually did go through here at some point, they would have had some safe way of actually getting across.
Maybe there's a lever or something.
Or I suppose they probably could fly. Or levitate themselves.
Where is it? The west.
You don't want me to do investigation. Mine's
Maybe-
-2.
Maybe let me look around, dwarf. Or is my investigation? What is it? Oh.
The -2.
Yeah, you kind of do a thorough investigation, and you don't find any way to reset it.
Okay.
Well, it's either jump, be flown, or shimmy across this ledge. I look back at Azaka. You go first.
She says, "Why would I do that?" She's kind of.
You're our guide.
Okay.
I highly, highly risked my life for your mask.
Is there any obvious place that we could attach a rope on the other side?
Okay, what the heck? No, you don't really see like Actually, once you guys are up to the edge here, you can see a bit further, and you see this is like a whoop. This bit here is actually like a wall that goes straight up.
I didn't see what you pointed at.
So there's a flat ledge and then the wall.
Like this is
here?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, well, I'm gonna just sigh. I'm gonna put a piece of dried fish down in front of the bird and tell him to stay there. And I'm gonna go and try to shimmy across the wall. Or the ledge.
I'll keep a close eye on her, and if she falls, I will cast Featherfall.
Azaka does move up. Okay, yep, you can make it across there.
So I'm
with-
walking across. I said, "My name is Valious Bone Smasher, and I will be your guide today." I just kind of giggle as I'm going across.
Yeah, you make it across the ledge with no problem.
Zaka's
So,
not going to want to go anywhere.
so you make it across the ledge. And so whereabouts are you standing when you get over to the other side? You just stand right there?
Yeah. Trying to close out my character sheet.
Okay. Cool.
Can I look around on this side and see if there might be a lever or something to reset the floor?
Yeah.
Nope.
At least it
Nope,
wasn't a
don't find
1.
anything.
Strangely, your 0 is better than that.
Nope, just cobwebs.
Yep, you're just kind of like they're sticking to you, and you're like, ugh, struggling
Getting
with
under
them.
my scales.
This is gonna take forever. So the axe beak, by the way, while you're doing this, he is not like he took one look at the ledge, and you going across and kind of like shuffled around a bit, and so he's kind of like he's actually hanging out approximately where that is, and you can see his little head keeps peeking around looking at you, you know, and then he kind of does a tippy tap, you know, and he looks at you again. So he's a bit anxious, but he's not, he's stupid, but he's not that stupid. He's not as stupid as you guys for going into
I just yell across. I'm like, I'm okay. Somebody pet him.
I pet him. I do what I can to calm him down.
Okay.
Alright, I guess I want to just kind of look at the wall while they're contemplating on what they're going to do next.
No,
Mhm.
I'll shimmy across the way you did.
Does she get any more visibility being on that side?
I mean, yeah,
Like a
but
wall.
I mean, it's a wall, right? So it's like, so the ceiling is the same height still.
I just yell back, it's a wall. It's made of stone. There's
The wall-
cobwebs in my scales.
The wall, you reckon, is about, but you're about 6 foot, I think, your character, right?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. So the wall is about a foot higher than you are.
And then it goes to the ceiling, or it goes up to another ledge?
It goes up to another ledge, and you can see that it's like, doesn't have,
I need a zip line. I left my grapple hook in my other backpack.
So who else? Anybody else going across, or?
Yeah, I will.
Okay. And could you make either an acrobatics or athletics check, whichever is easiest for your character?
I give her inspiration by kind of
Yeah,
some of the
she
things.
doesn't need it. Yeah, you're fine. You can make it across there.
Well, for the next 10 minutes, she still has inspiration.
So, Callista, when you step there, though,
There you go.
make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay.
And before she tells you the outcome, if you don't like it, you can add in a d6 and use your inspiration.
I'll use my inspiration.
And so this is where you're standing here as well? Okay.
Totally.
All right. You just like dodge out of the way. I mean, you feel it like graze your braid, you know, like your hair as you just dodge out of the way as a big scything axe sweeps out of a concealed niche in the wall. That's about here, you know, just is in the wall right next to you. So the scything axe just sweeps out of there, very Indiana Jones style, and you just dodge out of the way, and it just kind of cuts a couple of the hairs in your braid.
The penitent man.
With my danger sense, I'm able to see traps and spells. By the way,
Okie dokie then.
I forgot about the danger sense.
What?
Okay.
So you're the party rogue? Gosh darn it.
Yeah. I'm like, I just look at Callisto and just wave my hand. Danger.
Then
Reveal thyself. Oh, look at all these traps. We
Yeah,
are
of course.
so
And our rogue was the one who was stuck in the pit.
She was the official trap tester.
Yes.
She's succeeded twice now.
Okay, this
Okay.
is what we agreed on when we first walked up to the entrance. I'm like, you go running in there like crazy, and then I'll be like, okay, there's a trap there.
Okay, so it looks like that gives you advantage on saving throws against traps.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah. So the blade, and you see this right next to you. The axe blade just kind of sweeps down, but it's moving like it doesn't sweep across, so you don't feel like you're actually in danger from it, but it does sweep down, and Callisto just kind of shifts out the way just in time, thanks to inspiration from a bard.
Thank you.
Ulfgar with his bagpipes inspired you to dodge out the way.
Is it continually moving, or is it just the one time so far?
It's just a one time so far.
Are you alright over there? Your bird friend seems anxious for some reason.
Yeah. Well, we found something. It's okay. If you come over, don't go past us. Whatever you do.
I don't know if there's enough space to get over there. I'm not saying you're fat. I'm just saying there's not much space over there.
I've only eaten 2 fish since we've been in here. Thank you.
I'm not saying you're fat. We're not getting into that again.
So you said I can peek over the ledge. You said it's about as tall as me, right?
The ledge is about a foot higher
A foot higher.
than your head, the top of your head.
Okay.
So like if you were to jump, like if you did a hook,
Right.
then you could see.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna try to hop up and see if I could see anything over. It's probably just a flat ledge, but who knows?
So you see, it is, it's a flat floor in front of you, and then you see another 7 foot high ledge beyond that. So it's like they're giant steps, going up.
I didn't sign up for mountain climbing. Okay, so I see that. I think I'm gonna go, knowing that the square in front of me triggers the trap. Oh, I bet it has another one down there. Sure, I'm gonna go ahead and see and try to hop up on that ledge, hopefully dodging a trap.
So are you trying to kind of jump from where you're at, or are you stepping forward to them?
I'm just gonna step forward and then try to get up there.
Okay. So could you make a dexterity saving throw with advantage for me, please?
That was not very advantageous.
No, it was not.
Okay, so you actually take the blade obviously appears from a niche in the wall. It's like a hidden niche, and when you move over to that spot, the blade appears from the niche in the wall, big axe blade again, and slashes down. You do try to shift out the way, but it's just very tight quarters in here, and you do take damage from this one. So this take 8 points of damage actually.
Ouch.
Okay. Are you going to continue to kind of like hop up?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try to pull myself up.
Okay.
Unless I just want to hang out there and get hit every time.
Okay, yeah, so you can easily like reach up and just grab onto the ledge, and then the strength of your character, pull yourself up. It's like a pull-up that your character's done like every day of the week, pretty much. Yeah, and once you're up there, let me reveal this a little bit. This is what you see.
Oh, yay, more squares. I want to look at the floor before I yell down at Callisto. Don't come up here yet. There's a bunch of tiles on the floor.
I'll stay right here.
I
Took
guess
me
I'll
years
do.
to grow this hair.
I guess investigate the floor some more and see if I can figure out anything, if it's weird or.
And actually, I was wrong. Actually, the ledge at the other end, at this end, is significantly higher.
Okay.
Wait, hang on 1 second. Okay, no. So this is obviously 4x4 pattern of squares on the floor. There's just enough room for you to stand at the top of the ledge without stepping on those squares. But beyond that, the pattern covers the floor from wall to wall. So actually, that's really poorly drawn. The ledge is like in the wrong spot. So clear back to another 7-foot high ledge. Yep, that's over here. That separates. Okay, yep. So. Okay. Okay. So yep, that's kind of what you see at the moment.
So I don't know what to do now. I rummaged in my bag and see if I have anything that I might be able to toss over there. I think I have an extra crappy spear that I picked up from the Pterodon people. I'm gonna like poke the first square right directly in front of me. Be like that bottom corner one, like here.
Okay. You do. The other thing I want to mention actually is just beyond this, you can see. I think just that angle of where you're standing and looking, and your height as well is very advantageous for this. Looking at the 7-foot ledge, just beyond that, you can just see the top of a wooden door. So that's just like. Here, let me just bust this open a little bit for you. So that's you just see this top of the wooden door, like just here.
Okay. Alright, I'll tap that first square and then kind of work my way up with the spear, kind of like going up this way.
Can you ping one more time, where you?
Start there in that corner,
Okay.
and then after that, if it doesn't do it, I'll tap the next one and so on.
Okay. Got it.
Tobias, I'd have to say, if we keep running into traps like this, it's my guess that they just deserted the camp quickly, took their mounts and left. Perhaps were pursued into the jungle. Do you think that I should stop her at this point, or just let them keep going?
Honestly, it's up to them.
It's true.
Okay, so tapping the squares, actually you don't see any kind of change in the squares at all.
Okay, I guess I will take one step forward real cautiously. Like right there.
Okay, nothing happens.
Bum bum bum.
And
Suspense.
one more. I'm like just kind of holding my breath every time I take a step.
Actually, still nothing happens.
Okay, I yell at Callisto, you can come up, just stay toward, like, right behind me. Just be really careful.
Step where I step. Touch nothing.
I move right behind her.
So Callisto,
I yell down, be
Cautiously.
careful of the trap down there, the axe.
yeah. How are you moving up? Like, because you've got kind of a 7-foot wall.
Oh
between
yeah, I forgot about the wall.
you and
Yeah, I guess I could try 7 feet. I'm only 5'2". I don't know that I can get up that wall. I guess I could try to like boost, like jump up and grab, and like haul myself up.
you could definitely try to jump, and I think you'd be able to grab onto, and then the strength check to haul yourself up. So you move forward 1 square. And before you make the strength check, actually, I need you to make a dexterity throw as you hear the familiar grind now of the axe swinging out of the way. And you've seen this happen a couple of times now. So you flatten yourself up against the wall, and the axe slashes down in front of you. So you're able to avoid that damage. So then jump up to grab the ledge, and you don't quite have the strength in that save to like pull yourself up. So currently you're kind of hanging on to the ledge, like.
I kind of shout back at the others, "Hey guys, I could use a boost over here."
I guess I'll step back and try to pull her up.
And could you make a perception check, Valia? Sorry to interrupt.
No, go on.
Okay, thanks. So Tobias, what were you about to do?
Is this hallway is wide enough for Arok to fly in?
Wait, how tall is he?
He is about the size of a horse.
Probably not then. I'm thinking like the wingspan you'd need to lift a horse is probably more than 10 feet. It's the height isn't the problem, it's that it's only like 10 feet across.
Okay, so it's not wide enough.
Right.
Actually, I don't see any danger to send him here because he is not able to die anyway. And sees Callisto have problems with scaling ledges. So
well, I could cast a bit of magic to give her a little bit of a boost, but that's about all I could do.
You could come over and I could use you as a step stool.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. And if I come over there, I'm disabling that axe trap before I go anywhere.
Okay, Araki, would you mind help our friends? He looked at me as with disbelief.
Are you nuts?
Disbelief and hesitation from one day, of course. So okay, so he trying to cross this gap.
Okay. So then, so he's got a couple of options, right? Because it is kind of too tight to fly. So he could just try and leap across.
He can climb. He got upons.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So give me. Can he do an athletics check?
Athletics check. Athletics.
Ouch.
So he tries. So he does his leap. He kind of bounds up, does a leap, and then his back end doesn't quite make it onto the ledge. So he's there like scrambling. So Callisto, is there any assistance you can offer to this?
She's currently.
I let go and like try to like get underneath and like I don't know.
So you're trying to like haul him up as well.
It should be athletics or either athletics or acrobatics check.
I mean, between the two of them, right? Callisto can kind of go over there, give him a hand, and get between the two of them, he can get up on the ledge. But getting up on the ledge does. Okay. All right. So you're both. You're both exactly where your tokens are now. Eric's there. Callisto, you are where you are, and yes, before you is the 7-foot wall.
Who designed this? This is stupid.
But there is.
I do have a rope. Can I throw it to Valia?
Mm-hmm.
Valia, can you grab the rope and like haul me up? I don't know how we're gonna get this dragon up though.
Doesn't he have wings? I don't know that he can't fit, but
I'm not sure if the rope will be necessary. I can lift you up.
Mm-hmm. I think he could leap up a bit.
Okay.
I'll step back and wait for them. While they're doing that, can I jump up and look, see if I can? I may not be able to jump high enough, but see if I can hop up and see if there's anything on the other side of that ledge there, or on top of it, other than the door.
So when you hop up, you see something on the front of the door. There's a pattern, and it looks very similar to the tile pattern that is on the floor where you are standing.
Great.
Could you make one more perception check, please?
Jeez, not very perceptive today.
It's dark.
Yeah, it's dark.
Yeah, you don't see anything beyond that. It's the door has this kind of inlay on it that is just a 4x4, tile that looks very similar to the pattern on the floor.
I'm gonna go ahead and shimmy up there and start inspecting that door while they're doing what they're doing.
Okay. All right. So then you guys are. Well, hang on. Callisto, were you chucking a rope up to Valia?
I was, but she walked away, so maybe I should do something else.
I thought the dragon was gonna give you a boost up there. I could come back.
He can't spread his wings, right? So he can't just like fly up there.
Figured he could push you with his head or something.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he can do that.
He can lift you with a paw because he's.
Tobias, can you make him help me?
I have a mind of my own.
Oh, Eric says that to Callisto.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry, Eric. Can you give me a boost?
Of course.
Okay, so yeah, Eric kind of offers perhaps a shoulder for you to climb on a little bit to get you boosted the rest of the way up, and you're standing. You can stand on the very edge of it. It's like, and you feel like you have to hold your breath, like not to teeter onto the tiles. But there's a little ledge there that you can see, and then you see exactly as Valia did the 4x4 tile pattern on the floor.
since I didn't see her walk, I'd be like, Valia, you're all the way. Should I just follow straight, or should I avoid certain tiles?
Just go straight and stay there, because there's a same pattern on this door that there is down there, and I have a feeling that we may have to push tiles to unlock this door.
All right, I'll just.
So yeah, Valia, now that you're up close, you can actually, and feel free to rewind a little if you want to, from what you just said to Callisto, because you can actually see that some of the tiles, like some of the squares on the door, are glowing a little bit.
Okay. I call down to Callisto. I think there's some of these tiles are glowing, so you may end up having to step on them in order that I tell you.
Okay.
This might go horribly wrong, but it could also unlock the door. Are the rest of them coming, by the way?
I'm prestidigitationing the axe beak baby to clean him off, and just like kind of baby talking him at this point. Just
Garak get resurrected? Can't he just like go take the?
I'm sure
Something
I'm
happens to
too
him.
big to fit in her.
Oh,
Like,
fine.
press,
Yeah, at this
press
point-
all, I would more likely press all of them at once.
if as soon as you go up, there's still a horse-sized creature over there taking up the space that the two of you were taking up a moment ago. So no, nobody's coming across just yet.
I'll just do whatever Talia tells me.
Okay. I'll look at the door and then kind of look over the edge and hope that the way I'm looking at the door is going to be the way that she needs to push these tiles.
This can only go well.
So
Yes.
how are you orienting it? Are you doing it like are you assuming that the top row is the row closest to Callisto, or the bottom row is the row closest to Callisto?
I'm going to look at it from top to bottom. Like I'm staring at the door, looking at the top, and I'm going to assume that this is the top. That might be bad, but I think I'm going to assume.
Oh, so this is the top here? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Good
Okay,
team.
so then, yeah, and you're then telling Callisto which squares are glowing?
Yes.
Okay.
That's how Callisto. Sorry if anything shoots you or
Okay,
me.
somebody's gotta do it.
So Callisto, yeah, if you follow the squares that Valia says are glowing, then yeah, you cross over the tiles without any incident.
Awesome.
And I'm
Is there
assuming
another wall over here that I have to get up?
there is another wall, yeah.
Yeah, it's higher up than the other one. I'll look down.
I'll just stand at the bottom and.
I look down. I'm like, "Do you still have your rope?
Yep. I want
Alright.
my rope for.
Toss it up here, and I'll pull you up."
Okay. Yeah, no
Throw me the
problem.
whip.
So
Yeah.
Callisto, it looks like it's you and me in this place.
Maybe this episode should have been called "Throw Me the Whip" and I'll throw you the Eidolon.
Okay, so actually, yeah, this ledge is like another 7 foot high, and by this time, and the ceiling is maintained its kind of height, so you've gone up like twice. So at this point, the ceiling is only about like a few feet above your head, Valia and Callisto. So yeah, the wooden door at the back of the ledge doesn't really have any handle or latch. But yeah, once the yeah, so but okay, hang on. So yeah, Callisto, you see the same thing. There's a grid on the front of the door with 4 of the tiles lit up, and they're the 4 that you just stepped on to come across.
Okay.
So should we push the door and see if it opens? I mean, nothing happened to you or me or.
Yes. Let's try.
Waiting for them to
Together.
get like blown out backwards down into the
I
pit.
kind of, yeah, I kind of like stand to the side, off to the side, like here, and kind of push the door open. I kind of tell Callisto, scoot back a little bit against the wall as much as you can, and then just push the door open, or try to anyway.
Okay.
So make a strength check.
Yeah. Oh.
He's like, yay, and I help too.
So you put your shoulder against the door to give it a shove open, and even though you feel like you gave it a really good shove, nothing happens.
It's a pull door, for crying out loud.
So, do you see anything, or do you see maybe a lever or a button, or do you
Yeah,
think
I'll
we
look around for some clue as to how to open the door.
And so you can actually both make investigation checks while you're kind of searching around the door, like feeling all the edges of it.
I'm like the worst person to be doing an investigation, but it seems like it's going better than my perception.
So actually neither of you find anything though. This is the door is flush with the wall that it's in, and doesn't the only thing that you're finding on it is the thing that you saw right away with the pattern and the 4 glowing tiles, or 4
need
glowing squares. Sorry.
To be standing on the squares to push it open, so we need more people.
Oh, I hope not. I just like touch one of the glowing tiles, like to see if it presses, if it's a button or anything.
So you're touching, just picking one of them randomly and touching it?
Yeah, I'll start at the top for the first one and see if it does anything.
Okay. Nope. Pushing it doesn't seem to like give the door another shove, and nothing seems to be happening.
Well, there don't seem to be buttons, so maybe we need to be standing on. I hope not. Maybe we have to have people standing on those tiles.
Yeah, I mean, if they're close enough, I can get to at least 2 of them. I don't know that I can twister it and do all 4.
Well, when I walked across them before they were glowing, nothing happened. Maybe we can get the dragon to come up here. He's got 4 legs. Maybe he can hit all 4 of them, and he's bigger than both of us.
So I could do that if I'm assuming it's safe.
Careful, though.
Maybe he
There's
could
a-
twist her.
There's an axe trap there he's got to get past.
So Eric's climbing up to the floor tile area. Is that right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, I yell at him. Try to stand on the. Wait, they're not glowing down there, are they? The tiles that I had her stand on.
No.
Okay. I tell him, okay, this is what we need you to do. I'll tell you which tiles to stand on. Can you try to put one of your legs on each tile?
Okay.
So you've got like a dragon playing Twister, basically. He's got like a leg out here, and he's got a leg out there.
Just watch your tail. Don't let it sit on any of them, just in case. So I'll tell him the same thing that I told Callisto.
Okay. And I'm assuming you give the door a shove again when he's got all his feet in place.
Yeah, do we hear anything click or anything like that?
No, unfortunately you do not.
And the door doesn't budge again. Poof.
Nope.
I just hold my torch up. I said, I can try to light it on fire.
You're gonna be here a while.
So
Light
are
the
we
magical
going
door.
magical door or not? We're going to have to force it open.
I'm kind of like, I don't know what else to do now.
Meanwhile, Tobias and I are like having tea and crumpets.
Poor dragons all like legs crossed and over each other. Just like, what are we doing? Any other ideas, Callista?
Well, I can't push it.
And it's flush to the wall, so you can't pull it. There's no grooves or anything to like put any handle or pry it open.
Well, we haven't tried putting our hands on the buttons on the door. They're not really buttons, but on the door.
That's true. I guess we'll try that. I'll take the top two.
Alright, I'll take the bottom.
Ulfgar shouts in, "How's it going in there?"
Great!
Actually, Tobias shares a bond with Arok, so he's just telling Ulgar what's going on from Arok's perspective.
Oh, okay. He waits to see the outcome. Or to hear the
there's
outcome.
no need to shout.
Okay, so we're gonna touch the door tiles at the same time while he's still standing on those things. down
Yes.
And you said, Valia, you're touching the two at the top.
there. Yes.
And then Callisto's touching the two at the bottom. Okay. Could you... No, 1 second. Make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Oh, shit.
All of us?
Oh, that was good.
Yes, please, both of you.
I don't know if that's good or bad. That's it.
Okay, so you I'm trying to decide if you would see like what exactly you would see. So you see kind of these this momentary like mystical kind of glow from the door, and then you see that for a split second, and then there's a massive boom, and you both take 5 points of damage. And let's see, hang on.
What kind of damage?
It is hang on 1 sec. I think I just nope, I didn't close it. It is right here. It is thunder damage.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of sonic damage almost, as this massive boom like issues from the door, just almost pushes you, especially you, Callisto. You feel like you almost kind of lose your footing and are pushed back, but you just kind of manage to stand, to hold your stance, and but you do both take 5 points of damage from this.
I'm like, well, I don't know what that was, but that didn't feel great.
Try touching the runes in order, he'd shout up. Even though Tobias is like talking to him, he'd still shout down there.
In order of what?
That they
Mail
are
back.
on the door.
There is no order. Dwarf, if you were here, you would realize that. But no, you're too busy. I'm just kind of rambling on.
You can figure it out. I've got faith in you.
Yeah, I kind of just sit down. I take my hands off and just kind of sit for a minute. I'm like, and sigh. It's like, I'm out of ideas.
Seriously, though, is there like an order of runes on the door?
There are
Just like glowing squares, right?
It's a 4x4 grid of squares, and 4 of them are glowing. It's kind of like if you imagine it in rows of like 2 rows of 2 squares, then there's 2 glowing in the top area and 2 glowing in the bottom area.
Can you rearrange them to match the pattern?
No.
No, they go with the. From what we can figure out, they go with the floor below us. But we have a rock standing on the 4 glowing squares that match the door, and nothing's happening.
Can the tiles the rock is standing on be moved?
Don't think so. Arak, do those tiles feel like they slide around?
Do they?
He's like, maybe.
How are you trying to slide them? Can you describe what a rock is doing?
He's trying to nudge his claws under one of them and trying to move it, push it.
Are you trying to nudge one of the ones you're standing on, or one of the ones you're not standing on?
The one that's glowing, that's he's trying to stand on.
Okay. So yeah, he tries to grip, claw under the edge of the tile, but it doesn't seem like it wants to go anywhere.
How he's trying to push it deeper.
Yep, he can stomp on it really hard, and yeah, it feels solid, like it's not gonna move.
Describing any of this to Azaka, I ask if she's ever experienced anything like this before.
She said, "No, I stay out of dark places like this."
Very wise.
The jungle is tough enough as it is without.
Those markings on the tiles, they look like something. They resemble something, or they're just like random runes.
The markings that are on the tiles resemble. I mean, they're just squares, right? There actually aren't any markings on the tiles so much. The tiles are just little squares, and they're just on the door. They're inlaid in the door, and on the floor they're just these big, kind of ceramic, tiles, or stone, some kind of stone tiles.
So the ones that are lit up are the ones that she used to cross the floor with?
Yes.
Oh. Well, obviously you need to hit more tiles. Time for advanced hopscotch.
So they were moving. Sorry, my computer just froze for a second.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, no. So the tiles on the floor. So far only the glowing ones the ones that correspond with the glowing tiles on the door. Those are the ones that Eric tried to pry to move them, and then stomped on them really good, and they seemed very solid, like they weren't going anywhere.
Try stepping on another tile.
Yeah, try that, Eric.
She's not the guinea pig anymore.
Well, I mean, technically, you don't really die, right? I mean, you go back into the bracer, right?
Just waiting for him to growl or something.
I mean, try walking around the whole grid and see what happens.
20 fireball spells go off at once.
Okay, fine. I'll do my best.
So Eric steps on some of the tiles that are not the glowing ones. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll keep it on, I'll stand sideways where I can see the door and the floor down there.
Okay. So Eric, could he make a dexterity saving throw for me, please?
Oh dear.
Do what?
Dexterity. So he should have.
Dexterity check.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay, so he dodges out of the way of most of it, but still takes 1 second. Wait. Okay. So he still takes 15 points of damage, of fire damage,
Ooh.
as from the walls on either side, jets of flame, magical flame, burst out of the walls, and Erok is taking some fiery damage.
I yelled down, "Sorry!"
I just remain silent.
Anything change with the tiles?
Yeah, the door doesn't look like it changed any. Or
Hang on a sec. So you hear the tippy taps of the lady.
The pug has arrived. Hoi.
eaten by a giant pug. Sorry, your game's over.
Getting a hoist. There you go. Oh, it is a good girl.
All right. Thank you very much.
All hail the GM pug.
Hi.
What to do?
So, Kashka, we asked, did anything change with the tiles?
Nope. Wait, you talking on the door or on the floor?
Both.
No. On the door, it's still the same 4 that are glowing.
Mm-hmm.
And on the floor, yeah, I mean, it looks as it did before.
Hmm.
I'm kind of out of ideas here.
Callisto, I'm just gonna throw myself to the flames. I just kind of sit there I just squat down at the edge, just looking. Like I don't know what else to do.
Hmm.
So Azaka is sitting on these big toes out front, and she says, she's kind of pondering like the meaning of this statue. She's like, and she says, I wonder if it was some kind of shrine, to an old forgotten god. She says, maybe it's just related to that fable. Well, obviously it's, from the fable about the man carrying the crocodile.
You need to carry Erok across the tiles on your back.
I'm like, I look at Callisto, rock, paper, scissors.
I can't even get myself up a wall, so I think that falls to you.
Did the flames down there stop? Or are they still
Yeah.
going? Okay,
Yeah,
so
no,
they only one time. Okay.
And they stop.
So- Okay, well, the easiest way to do this would be Callisto would have to get on his back, since I can pull her up easily.
Hmm.
Then again, I can jump up easily too, but...
I asked Tobias, I'm a project Azaka, searching in my bag for this amulet I have found earlier. Does this amulet have any connection with the story?
She takes it in her hand like this, and she says, not that I know of. She says, that's more something that the Order of the Gauntlet had left behind.
But I have found it in this stone building that was under construction. Mostly it was only robots. It kind of resembled a shrine.
She says, yes, she says, and you can see kind of the look of disgust on her face. She says, the Order of the Gauntlet leaving their trash all over the jungle. She's like, they deface this land all the time. She says, this shrine is one that they were working on for their god. Says, I don't know why they would have picked this place though to build their camp. She says, this makes no sense. And she starts rambling on a bit as well. She's like, look, they didn't even put any defenses up. She's like, this is pathetic. She's like, they were asking for trouble.
Alright, I tell Callisto, do you want to go get on his back and we'll have him do the same thing? Maybe he needs to. Maybe he needs to step on each square individually with some. I don't know. I'm out of ideas. That's the only other. Unless
When one gout of flame isn't enough, let's add 2 people.
but only step on the glowing tiles that you were on before. That I told you to step on before.
I would not rather risk them to be burned as some sort of barbecue. So I'm coming to this ledge. I'm calling on Arok so he could go down, and I'm throwing an amulet to him. So we see if that have any connection with this.
Okay. So you're gonna kind of shimmy across the ledge to get to Arok?
I just throw the amulet on Darok to catch.
I just look at Callisto. Look, he left us.
I'm thinking about it too.
I just shake my head. I was like, "Where's the sense of adventure?"
So, Arok, yeah, so you chuck the amulet over, it kind of, clatters to the floor. Arok can pick it up quite easily. So now, so Arok has this amulet now.
Okay, so Arok goes back up, trying to don't step on any of the tiles, on any not glowing tiles.
So as Arok is stepping forward to climb up the wall, he hears the grinding sound from where previously you've seen these axe blades swing out. So could he make a dexterity check, please?
Dexterity.
See if he can dodge out of the way of them as they're slashing down. Yeah, so he's able to dodge out of the way as they are come.
He knows what's coming.
Yes, you guys have seen it enough times. It just doesn't seem to be consistent if you're kind of paying attention to it. You've noticed that sometimes it triggers and sometimes it doesn't.
I look back. I was like, "Oh, we thought you left us."
So,
No worries.
Okay, so then Eric is standing on the ledge, and what's he going to do with the tiled floor now?
Yeah.
So, sorry, what's he doing now?
He just bring this amulet for Callisto and Valia.
Okay. So, so as long as he doesn't, I mean, you said, right, he's going to step on the tiles that correspond with the glowing bits on the door.
Yeah.
Eric could lift this this amulet up to you two. So you guys see Eric is lifting like on a clawed kind of paw. He's got this leather cord with an amulet that looks like a metal gauntlet
Okay.
wrapped up there.
I'll grab it. I don't know what to do with it, but I'll grab it.
Tobias thinks that have some connection with these doors. He suspects that it might be useful.
Is there any kind of indentations in where it might fit?
Nope. You actually, I mean, you've done a pretty thorough investigation of the door at this point while you were looking for like levers and stuff, and you have not seen anywhere that this gauntlet would be able to kind of fit in or anything. Little amulet gauntlet, not a gauntlet.
So guys, maybe we should go to the next camp.
Well, we're kind of far into this one. We should probably figure this out first. I figured, I'm like, I'll go climb on the dragon's back. I yell down, I'm like, alright, dragon, we don't get along, but we need to figure this out. So I need to get on your back to see if this is going to trigger the door.
Okay.
So I guess I'll kind of clamber down and tell him, are we good to try this?
At least we can try.
Alright, I'll
But don't blame me if you will get fried.
Barbecued, it's not Eric's fault. Well, as long as you, are you going to still stand on the squares, the designated squares?
Yes.
Okay. Then, yeah, I mean, there's no fireball or magical fire emitting from the walls. Not much really changes, but Valia, you do notice that you have an excellent view of the door from here, and you kind of think, wow, if I'd have been, if we'd carried each other to this point, we would have very easily been able to see which tiles to step on.
Yeah.
Eh?
So, okay, so I look as I can see the door from here, apparently. I don't know what to do from here. Maybe we have to step on them one at a time, which is going to be hard with a giant dragon in here.
Do we want to switch the dragon out for you and I?
Oh, then he has to go back down and maybe get hit by the axe again.
He could go up instead if you two are going down.
Let me have a look at something really quick. So actually, could Callista, Valia, and Eric all make intelligence checks for me, please?
Mm-hmm. Intelligence check.
Yeah, that wasn't going to go well for me.
You're like, I'm so sick of being in this. Could somebody just figure this out for me, please? Callisto, you have a strong kind of sense that the floor, while the door was showing you where to step on the floor is kind of like, you're done with that now. That part is like resolved, and it's just now how to get past this door. You feel like the squares were like a good, like that was the right way to go, but there was something wrong in how you were doing it. Like touching the squares.
You're supposed to lick them. Use your nose.
I'm about to try that next.
Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and get back up on the ledge where Callisto is and tell Rock what we tried. It's got to be this door. There's something wrong with this door, and it's...
So the floor has nothing to do with it anymore. It's just the door.
Okay.
Yep, and you feel like the squares were the right way to go, but there was something wrong with how you were trying to do that.
So it's not pressing because we tried that.
Did you touch the icons on the door in the same order you stepped on the tiles on the floor?
No, actually, I don't think we did. We started from the top. Or maybe we need to start from the bottom. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to try touching them from the bottom in the order in which I would have stepped on them.
Hang on.
I'm just going to stand flat against the wall there.
Sonic boom!
So you're touching them one by one in the order that you stepped on them?
Yeah.
Yep. Can you make a...
I was making a suggestion of what not to do.
So Constitution saving throw again, please. You notice, for both of you actually, unfortunately, you notice the same kind of, actually as soon as you touch the second one, so you touch one, and you touch the second one, as soon as you touch the second one, you take the magical kind of glow on the door happens for a split second, and then the sonic boom hits you from the door. So Callisto, you take 5 more damage. Unfortunately, Valia wasn't quite expecting that, so takes the full 9 damage, and then you're pushed 10 feet back, which
I thought she was on the dragon's back.
No, she climbed back up on the
I
ledge.
climbed back up on the ledge.
Gotcha.
okay. So Valia, you fall back on to the area where Eric is currently standing. What would Eric do, Nervar? He sees Valia kind of
Flying
tumbling towards him.
So he's trying to catch them. Catch them.
Okay.
At least he's trying to.
Okay. So I think a dexterity check for trying to catch Valia, so she doesn't land on horrible tiles, is a good way to go.
The suspense. Oh.
Okay.
She was flying pretty fast.
So then, okay. Then you both, in the split second, you both realize that you've landed kind of on a tile that is not a glowing tile.
Oh.
So, I'm going to give you another dexterity check to try and shield yourself from the fire damage that you're expecting. So Eric gets a check. Okay, and
by the way, I feel I should mention dexterity checks. You click on dexterity. Dexterity saves are in the they're above the skills list, and you have different bonuses in each one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I should do save, right?
Yeah.
Or check.
Yeah, sorry. So Lissa, you had that right. You were doing the save. So Nervar, do you want to? What's the? Oh, hang on. You roll.
Do I still get the advantage for the danger sense then?
Yes.
I get advantage. Okay,
Yay!
that's good.
Yes, it is. Like, I know I'm in danger.
You've got a 2 bonus. Okay, so you're both able to avoid taking the full hit, right, of the damage. So you take 11 points of fire damage from that.
Anybody down yet?
I'm at 4, so
So hang on. How much damage do we take?
11.
Okay, Arok's down.
Okay.
Poof.
So I think what probably happens is, for a second, Erok catches Valia, but then the momentum is too much, and you both kind of slip to the floor, and then the fire, hits you from the walls, and Valia, you see Erok become kind of like spirit shape again, or spirit like he loses his presence in the world, and you see his spirit kind of shape just kind of swirl back towards the opening of the tunnel. And Tobias, you see, you're familiar with this Erok kind of essence spirit gets sucked into your gauntlet again. So Erok is down for now.
okay. I'll stand back up quickly on the tile that I know is safe,
Okay.
and I'll tell Callisto. Well, I'm pretty hurt, and I think I'll stay down here for a minute.
Relief pitcher, Ulthgar.
So you hit which tile? Did you hit the first one and it did nothing, right?
So hang on one second though. So Tobias and Ulfgar, you've at this point you've heard a couple of really loud booms. You've also smelled some, burning kind kind of various burning smells. Some of them are like burning flesh. Some of it is just burning like debris. So yeah.
There seems to be space for me to cross now. He kind of puts his hand on Tobias' shoulder. Sorry about that. He'll be fine tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
He will not be hard, but honestly, he will not be pleased.
Right. And Ulfgar will walk back over to the little bird and kind of give it the last of the little fishy bits and talk to Azaka and say, keep an eye on him for me. I'll be back in just a minute.
She rolls her eyes a little bit, but nods in agreement.
And Ulfgar says, I'm going to try and come up to you, see if I can help out. Then he tries to shimmy across.
Okay.
Ooh. Coughing pug.
Oh.
He's coming across. I asked Callisto the same question. When you hit the first one, it didn't do anything till you hit the second one, right?
Correct.
Okay, so there's a pattern. The first one's safe. Second one is not safe in the order. You want to try to hit the third one first?
What
third?
happened when we did it the first time?
We hit all of them at the same time.
Okay. So do you want me to hit 1 and then 3?
Yes.
Okay, I will hit 1 and 3.
Just brace yourself, because if that boom goes off again, it can knock you off.
Actually, can I use the healing word on myself first?
You definitely can. Excellent.
Yeah, so it's just 1d4 plus... Yeah. Oh.
Okay, cool. So you've got
That's-
6 health back?
6, yeah.
Alright, I will try hitting 1 and then 3.
Okay. Same thing again, unfortunately. So doors, they're like the bane of all adventurers. So a Constitution save, and yes, you pass that. But you do take 5 points of damage from the sonic boom that happens.
So it's 1 and 4.
So Ulfgar, hang on though. Ulfgar, you're shimmying across the ledge, right?
Yes.
Do you want to do either acrobatics or athletics
Sure.
to do that? Yeah, you get across there, no problem.
Okay.
Then let's see what happens when you land on the other side. Okay. So can you show me where you are? Like move your dude, basically.
Right there.
Okay.
And from
Yeah,
what I
so-
recall, there's some kind of axe comes out the wall.
Right. But it doesn't seem to be happening, actually. You hear, there's no grinding noise, no axe blade.
Well, that's usually in the space in front of me, right? As you're trying to climb the wall, right?
You'll hear
I
it
was
first.
just across the way watching them.
I'm not going to tell you.
Well,
I
I was like 15, 20 feet away, so...
yelled down, be careful, the axe, listen for it.
So, do I have anything that'll work? No, I don't. I'll just try and get out the way as quick as possible
Okay.
and get up there.
So you're moving forward into the square?
Yep.
Yep. And, yep, you need to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay. Oh dear.
Yeah, unless you've got advantage for some reason.
I'm proficient in it, but that didn't really help me there, so...
Alright, so then... Oh, come on. No, okay, fine. I'll just do it this way. So yeah, the axe does do its thing, slices out of the wall again, and you take 2 points of axe damage.
2 points.
From 2 points.
Okay.
It's a very lucky roll.
And then I try and get up the wall.
How are you going to do that?
I would like to try and scale it. You said it's only 7 feet here, so I'm
Okay.
about 5 foot. So
You're gonna okay. So you want to just make it so you're just kind of like grabbing on and then pulling yourself up.
yeah,
Okay. What's your strength? Is it?
-1.
Oh, so yeah. Can you make a strength check, please?
Strength or athletics?
You can do athletics if you want. Yeah.
Hui. 5.
So you grab
Balia! Balia! I can't reach the top of the wall. Give me your hand.
I'm like, and I step across, but I step on the squares that are in our good and help him up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So between the two of you, you can kind of pull Ulfgar up to the floor tile area. So Ulfgar finally gets a view of what they've been struggling with. And yep, you see before you the 4x4 stone tiles in the floor.
And I see the spots that have been walked on, and I make sure to stick to the proper ones. Yes?
Yeah, I mean, Valia, unless you're keeping it secret from him.
No, I'll show him which ones to step on.
Okay. Then, yep, you can do that, no problem. And then in front of you is another 7-foot high ledge. And you can see Callisto's feet, or, Callisto's. Excuse me.
How's it going up there? I heard another boom.
Yeah, it's not going well. I could probably hit it one more time and then I'm done.
What is it that you're doing? I'm
Pressing buttons.
hopping as I'm saying it.
We have to hit them in order, and so far we found that you'd have to see the pattern up there, but we go for a 1, 4, and it's either 2 or 3 next. But I can't handle another hit. I'm down to 4 hit points. I can't handle another hit or fire down here, so be careful where you step.
Well, here, why don't the two of you take a break? You tell me what you've learned, and I'll start pushing the buttons. Give me a boost up to the next wall, would you?
All right, I'll give him a boost up the wall.
Hui.
For a split second, Ulfgar, while you're kind of almost being carried by Valia, you notice that you have a fantastic view of the door, as if, if you'd been carried across this floor, it would have been super easy to figure out which tiles to step on.
Okay.
Why does that voice keep telling us the same thing?
So I'm boosted up to the next floor.
Yep.
Callisto, come here a second. Before you go down, get on my back.
Okay.
I'm
Tell me.
looking up. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Just wait a minute. Does any perspective change anything about this? The whole thing is about getting on people's backs.
So you're up at the door doing this?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, Callisto, when you're on Ulfgar's back, you have this it's really funny. The top 2 rows of the tile pattern are perfectly aligned with where you're at. And Ulfgar, before you are the bottom 2 rows of the tile pattern.
That doesn't make sense. What do you mean?
So, sorry, I was just reading another detail, making sure I got everything. So the pattern on the door is 4x4, right?
When
And-
you say 4x4, like 4 tiles across and 4 tiles tall?
Yep.
So it's a total of 16 tiles.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So you're kind of holding Callisto like piggyback kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So Callisto, you're perfectly aligned with where you're, being held as the top 2 rows of that 4x4 pattern, and Ulfgar perfectly aligned with where you're, standing as the bottom 2 rows.
And
I
you've
look up. Do you think y'all need to hit them like that? Like standing on top of each other somehow?
Seems weird, but sure.
But you have to hit them in order, it looks like, because when we didn't do that, it hurt a lot.
Is there any kind of like can I do an intelligence check to see if I can understand more?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Because I have
Yeah,
no
go.
clue.
Go for it.
Come on, mouse,
Do
work.
Do it.
Yeah, there you go. Big numbers. Wow. I'm like.
Callisto,
How about wisdom?
Callisto, you think that actually you've tried both ways before, and the difference is this time that you are being carried. So,
Okay.
before you tried pushing them all at once, right? And you tried pushing them one at a time, and neither of those solutions worked. But this time, you're being carried.
Okay, so maybe we should try pushing them all at the same time while I'm on your back.
Sure. Just.
Okay.
Just.
Let's try
do it.
this.
I'll get these 2. You get those 2.
Which one of these 2 and which one of those 2?
I'll get the top.
Whichever ones are on the 2 that are lined up perfectly with me.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, Callisto, if you push the top 2, and Ulfgar, if you push the bottom 2, then finally, yes, the door swings open.
Oh my god.
And it's a
Thank
freaking
God.
red dragon inside, and we're all dead.
I just like let out this loud like scream, like, "You stupid door!"
So what's on the other side of the door?
On the other side of the door. Whew, finally.
Because I've got a half elf
Hours
on my back.
later. Literally.
Yeah, I guess I'll climb up the wall, and I climb up the wall, and I'm like, "Oh, could somebody heal me?"
I think I can, yeah.
Hmm.
Let me check my spells here. Yeah, he'll just say, "You'll be fine," and he kind of waves a bit, and casts healing word on her.
You walk it off.
That's his verbal component there. So there we go.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Yes. There you go. 8 points of
Oh,
healing.
nice. It's a little chunk back. So.
Okay, so meanwhile, I have nothing better to do than babysitting a overgrown-sized chicken.
Yes.
So I try to resummon the Arok.
You'd be nice to the baby. Aye. No,
At this point, the fledgling axe beak is kind of he's done that thing where birds, they tuck their legs under themselves, and he's got kind of a longer neck. So he's also done the thing that flamingos do, where they twist their head back onto their backs, or the ducks do as well. And he's just kind of like, he's not falling asleep, but he's looking pretty drowsy. Okay, so yeah, he's just kind of thinking about taking a snooze. So the door swings open, and before you see the chamber that you see before you there, 20 foot approximately square, and the floor of the chamber is littered with dinosaur bones. And it's very cobwebby in here, stretching from the walls. But in the center of the room, there is a pillar, a central pillar, coiled around which are narrow stone steps. Steps are covered in dust, and carved into the pillar are reliefs of a man carrying a crocodile. The reliefs follow the stairs to the top of the pillar, and that's about all you can. Well, it's 40 foot high, and you can see that there's something sitting up on top of the pillar.
Okay. So it looks
Well-
like this place hasn't been disturbed in a very long time.
Right. And I think actually that is where we will leave it for today.
Oh dear God.
You can find out what's on top of the pillar if you dare.
I
Next
stumble and
session.
fall all the way back down.
So luckily, yeah, no more tiled patterns in the floor to deal with in this room. But you have to see what other exciting puzzles await you between you and whatever that prize may be.
Go figure. You had to go through this thing with an axe beak fledgling on your head the entire time. I had no idea.
Hey, they were keeping him for a reason, you know.
He's the only survivor. Oh, wow.
Are you okay?
I'm fine, actually. I think it's everybody else that's not doing so good. Tobias lost a rock, at least for a day, if not longer. And Valia and Callisto got cooked, got sonicked, got dropped,
Yeah.
got thrown.
Chopped a little bit as well by
Chopped
giant
a-
axes.
Yep.
I know I lost a little bit of hair.
I
Just a
got
tiny bit.
I got a little bit of a bite from a snake and
A snake.
a graze, and that was about it. So
Oh, we got it. I got a new pet, and we got to find a name for it.
Yeah.
yep. Excuse me. I agree. 100%.
See how long you last in the jungle.
Did you say buckbeak?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
That's awesome.
How about hatchet?
Hatchet.
Well, it is a bird, so presumably he did hatch at some point.
Yep. Excuse me. I'm gonna call him Pickles.
Fair enough.
No, I'm kidding. I don't.
It's if he's still alive when you guys come back out. I mean, you've left Azaka babysitting this bird.
This is true.
Well, I mean, Tiberius is right there, so.
Tiberius? Tobias?
Sorry,
you mean?
Tobias. Tiberius. Ugh.
Shame on you.
Shame.
Tobias is still there. And as he just lost his pet, I'm sure / companion, I'm sure he wouldn't want to lose something else. Oops. All right. So, I guess that's about it. Thanks everybody that showed up on stream. I hope you all had fun. I know that I did have fun. Thanks everybody for playing. And thank you, Kashka, for running the game as usual. All right.
Yeah, thank you as well.
All right. Well, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.